Okay, so in terms of satisficing, I want to talk about people's cognitive thinking. One thing that can be important is the level to which a person um, responds in a way that doesn't really truly reflect what they think or feel or reflect their behaviors, but they're responding in a way that they feel it puts them in socially the best light. So in terms of um, revealing things about themselves, um, they want to they want to present themselves in a way that's like that ties to basically social norms in terms of behaviors and attitudes. And there's certain things they may not want to reveal about themselves. And social desirability is can be an issue depending on the questions that are being asked, the topic, and also the environment or the context in which they're being asked, or the type of survey. So, one of the studies I've provided on Blackboard is a survey that showed that people gave socially desirable responses. Those who are high, people differ in the level to which they want to present themselves in a positive light. Some people want to be really nice and don't want to say mean things or be negative, and some people, and that's more of an implicit form of social desirability, whereas others may consciously, present themselves in a positive light just for impression management. So, people who are high in terms of their level of social desirability may underreport depressive symptoms as mental health issues are stigmatized in similar populations. So they're looking at mental health issues that they may feel are stigmatized, and if they're suffering from that, they may be less likely to report that. And that's a bigger issue for those who score high in social desirability as opposed to those who don't or score low. The social desirability scale that is most commonly used in research, and this will be used to assess the validity of a survey instrument, is the Marlowe Crown. It was created in 1960, and you can see it here on the right-hand side of the screen. And it's a series of questions of things that people typically do, but they may not want to reveal about themselves. So, for example, like question 25, I never resent being asked to return a favor. I have never been irked when people expressed ideas very different from my own. I never make a long trip without checking the safety of my car. I have almost never felt the urge to tell someone off. So all these things that people typically do experience, but those who want to manage the impression that they leave with people, and they want to leave a positive impression, are more likely to say false to these statements. And that's the Marlowe Crown. So it is still used, and you actually completed it. And you completed a small little social desirability example, and I'll have the results later to show. Um, so let's go to our survey hero. Here we go. So looking at the surveys, I had called it nose picking. I assume everyone occasionally pulls stuff out of their nose. So I asked the questions. Now, the key one here is I told this group that all responses are confidential and anonymous. So there's no way of me knowing who you are. So with anonymity, people are more likely to more freely express or reveal behaviors. So last year while at home, I have picked my nose and flicked the booger on the floor. Now, I'm assuming most people don't do that. But if you do it, hopefully you're more likely to say yes if you know that if this is really confidential and anonymous. In the past year, I have picked my nose and wiped the booger on a piece of furniture. Yes, it's disgusting behavior, but I think some people may do this. And yes or no. And its anonymity is maintained. And then I had people, state a level of agreement to the following statements. Picking your nose is a great stress reliever. Nose picking is very unsanitary. Everybody picks their nose. People who pick their nose in general practice poor hygiene. And then you completed the Marlowe Crown social desirability survey. So I picked a relatively innocuous topic, nose picking, and the key one here is half the class got all responses remain are confidential and anonymous. And then for survey nose picking 2, the other class have got, please note that your responses are not anonymous. Only I, as the survey creator, will know who filled out the survey. So there's a reveal here. So you're now in a situation where it's not anonymous and confidential. Here it's anonymous. It's relatively confidential. Only I will know. But still, in terms of impression management and social desirability, people may be less likely to admit that they have partaken in any of these behaviors. And their attitudes towards nose picking may be much more negative in terms of impression management, even though they may hold a slightly less disagreeable opinion about nose picking. And that may be greatest for those who want to impression manage and would score high on the Marlowe Crown for social